We begin this afternoon with that difficult news. Colorado has its first death from COVID-19, a woman from El Paso County. She was in her 80s with underlying health conditions.
Well, she was one of the 72 known presumptive cases of the virus here in Colorado. The number, as it increases, we're starting to see state and city officials take even more action trying to prevent more infections.
Now today in Denver, Mayor Michael Hancock announced that any public event in locations owned by the city will be canceled for the next 30 days. Governor Polis issued a statewide strategy for larger gatherings. Let's get to 9 News reporter Allie Levine. Allie, the statewide suggestion applies to any public gatherings, 250 people or more, correct?
Yeah, that's exactly right, Alex. So Governor Polis issued this emergency guidance canceling gatherings of more than 250 people. That is unless they can have at least 6 feet between groups. Let me explain. So for example, if my family shows up to a concert together, we need to be able to stand 6 feet away from your family. And the goal isn't to get rid of this virus. Governor Polis acknowledged it's here. The governor says there are likely hundreds, even thousands of Coloradans with this virus who have not yet been tested. The goal is to slow its trajectory so our system doesn't get overwhelmed. The emergency guidance on that public gathering is part of that. The scaling of testing is another factor. The governor says Colorado already leads the nation in tests administered, but it's not enough. The governor is making plans in the event the healthcare system does reach capacity. He has activated the National Guard, contracted nurses from out of state, relaxed red tape to licensed medical professionals from other states, and is asking those who retired or are no longer practicing medicine to consider reactivating their licenses. The governor says he knows much of this is causing anxiety and is disappointing for Coloradans.
But we are in the middle of one of the greatest international public health disasters of our lifetime, an internationally declared pandemic by the World Health Organization. And it's critical for us to take it seriously to protect our most vulnerable Coloradans and protect the ability of our state's healthcare system to treat them and others who need treatment.
Governor Polis wants the public to know many Americans and many Coloradans will likely get coronavirus. The state's focus is on spreading those cases out over time and, of course, protecting our most vulnerable populations. Alex.
Allie, he was a little elusive. Do we know what's going to happen if we don't follow these suggestions, if we see people who are, gathering together more than this 250 limit?
Yeah, no, he did not really specify what would happen in that event. Really, again, he just stressed that this is an emergency guidance. He wants those groups of 250 or more to consider adding a distance of 6 feet between groups of people. Tough to say.
Yeah, good to know. Thanks for breaking it down, Allie.